my name is Yuri from Musk, and today we're here for another track guide on Donington Park, week 4 for the iRacing GT3 VRS series. Interesting track, this one. Quite an iconic British track. Was the first for me to learn this track. Quite tricky in a couple corners to get the car over the crest well, doing the right apex. The last corner is actually really tricky in some cars like the Lambo we're driving in today, because the rear wants to step out. And a couple things to look out for to win quite a bit of time. How does it look like? Let's go have a look and jump right into the hot lap. Here we are, last sector, starting normal race fuel. Tires are a bit cold after one out lap. Go for a lap around this iconic British track. Turn 1 we want to open up all the way on the left side. Want to use the pit exit but only half our car. If we do any more than that, then we're gonna get a slowdown penalty. Keep it tight on the right side here, then keep it tight on the left to get a good entry for the important right-hander here. Careful of not running too wide here and understeering like I almost did. Again, open up the next right-hander here. And then very tricky right-hander here over the crest. Very hard to see where the apex is. The chicane, very important to keep the speed up and get close to those off tracks without actually getting them. And where those off tracks are, we'll go into more detail later. Brake just after the tire markers here. Keep it steady. And then be careful not to downshift too quickly here, because the rear will try to come around on you. Nice exit, and that's a lap around Donington Park and the Lambo. Right, so here we are, start the lap, watching from the outside. To run up to turn 1, again you want to make sure to have half your car over. So half your car over this line. If you have more than half your car on the entry of turn 1, so on the pit exit, you're going to get a slowdown penalty. We want to avoid that. So half the car over to get a bit more of an angle into turn 1 to help you carry a bit more speed. Want to apex quite late and make sure you get a good exit from here. And on this right hander you want to keep it tight. Keep it tight all the way to the right here, then do the same on the left hander. And the reason we do that is we want to get to this left side of the track here as early as possible to make it as easy as possible for us to get a good entry into the kink that actually matters, that's not flat out. So all the way to the left side here, and then try to brake as much in the straight line as you can. And then this corner is very tricky because on entry the rear wants to step out, but on the exit the front wants to push wide, and it's very easy to understeer if the rear hasn't stepped out. As you can see here, the car starts to understeer a bit, and you can run a bit wide onto this this blue runoff, but if you run off too far, you're gonna get an off track here and get the lap invalidated. For these kinks here, you want to keep it all the way to the right side so that the next kink is easy flat. And again, just like before, you want to exit this kink all the way to the left side. So make sure that your car's all the way to the left side here. And just after this exit road, just after the curb, we start braking. Try to carry good speed into the next right-hander. Then we get to the, in my opinion, the trickiest corner of the track, learning the track, because you can't see this apex here. So you have to learn where you turn in, and you want to make sure to clip this inside gravel patch with the wheels to make sure to round up the corner as much as you can. Then focus on getting a good exit. Then we get to the part where one layout goes to the right chicane with big anti-cuts, and one layout goes to the left. We're using the big track, so we're going to the left here, and there's no anti-cuts on the inside. What that means is that we want to go as far to the inside as the game allows us to. And how far is that? Is that you want to aim to clip these bollards here with your car. So we can actually run through these bollards. But you can't run off too far. So when you've got your driver, let's go to the cockpit cam. You want to run very close to these bollards with the driver. If you run through these bollards with the driver, I found that I'm getting an off track and the lap gets invalidated. So you want to clip these bollards with the car, but as driver, you don't want to quite hit them. And that was, for me, the perfect line to take it through the chicane. And that's on the left side. And then later on the right side, you also want to drive through them with the right side of the car. But again, not too far that your passenger seat would actually go through them. And that would be an off track. And then what you try to do is you try to make sure to keep the speed up while taking this line. We get to the last section, 2 very tricky hairpins because of the elevation change. There's no real markers next to the track here on where to brake. So what I use is these markers on the road where these tire marks start. And I try to brake just after I see these tire marks, and then very slowly start turning in. And if you downshift too quickly here in the Lambo, again, the rear wants to start stepping out, especially low speed. So make sure to time that last downshift from second to first quite late, and after you've already slowed the car down. It will help with stability quite a lot in this right-hander, but also the next one. So then we do the same here. We want to brake in a straight line from the right side. Elevation change again, and if you shift down to first too quickly on the Lambo, you're just going to spin around. So you want to time that downshift to first quite late. Hug the inside curb here and just aim for a good exit. That's the lap around Donington. Quite a lot of fun normally to drive this. Amazing tracking touring cars, but I think it's going to be nice to drive in GT3 as well for this week in iRacing. So there we go. That was another track guide on the Coach Dave Academy YouTube channel. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I wish everyone good luck.